people want to see authentic disabilities on screen, on stage, and everything like that. So exactly. So even though it wasn't my ideal choice or like an ideal path for me to take as far as like being hurt and having this physical setback, it's not one that's stopping me from achieving my goals in every sense. So I'm really fortunate in that aspect. Like, yeah, I've been lucky enough to be signed to an agency after I got hurt, obviously with Zebedee, and it's a an agency that
Okay.
promotes people with disabilities to put them on the forefront or like on set for commercials, TV shows, movies, and everything like that. So I'm really fortunate that I don't have to take a step back from what I always planned to do.
Like you said before, like now is the greatest time to like everyone want more authenticity, and which is
Yeah,
awesome. Well, like like 5 years ago, like you don't want to go to school and it'd be like there's no jobs available. It's like they spend all this time faking how to cry, but like wait, how that could help you when I can't,
yeah.
Like you gotta go for
No, I
something
feel
that.
that. People don't get that. We don't always get, what you're on set for. Like, if I did a commercial, I'm not gonna always see the commercial. Sometimes they might reach out to you and send it to you, and sometimes you might have to ask for it, but you don't always just get it right after you finish it. So I don't have as much things after the injury that I had before the injury.
Mm.
So it's tough. It's tough.
Does it seem like you broke your like you got paralyzed on Friday and you were like back to working on
Yeah,
Monday? Is that kind of like
hell no.
true?
Bro, I'm still depressed. Every day is like, ups and downs like anyone's life, but I feel like overall it is kind of like a second chance for me to continue doing what I love to do with people I, love to spend time with, or, another chance for me to kind of reach goals that I hadn't before. Like before I got hurt, I was solely focused on acting. And now, after the injury, I'm kind
Okay.
of opening the door to modeling more. And I've obviously gotten the chance to like model for different brands, meet a whole bunch of people in the fashion industry and open that world. Yeah, exactly.
Target.
Like I don't know anyone else's experience or how they wanna talk about it, but being disabled sucks. Like it sucked. It's the worst thing in my life. But there are a lot of upsides to it. Like, I met you, I met like a whole bunch of people at Runaway with Dreams. I'm able to like, do more modeling now. I'm able to do acting still. I'm able to like, even if I'm in a wheelchair, I'm still acting and still on like TVs or like short film sets and stuff like that. So the group of people that I was hanging out with before the injury definitely changed. I think there are layers to it. Like obviously, for me in my situation personally, I was already out of the state for a while. Like I graduated college, then I went to Florida for grad school for a year. So I was already away from the friends
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of built close relationships to for a full year. So even if it's not intentional, they were getting closer without me in the picture already. Pattern that a lot of people that become disabled, like they find that their circle has been a lot smaller. And I think that's also like a point to just when you grow up and you get a little bit older and you kind of graduate from school, like it's naturally going to get a little smaller and you have to kind of select your friends personally,
Oh, it
Yeah.
sucks so much.
I feel like the simplest way to put it is when you're in college, bro, I felt like I had like 40 friends because I saw you all the time. But then when you're out of college and
Yeah.
you're like you have work or you have like other shit going on, I'm not gonna hit up 40 friends continuously. I'm gonna cut that number down to maybe 20, maybe
No.
10, maybe like
Every,
7, who knows? But it's like those friends,
yeah, we
yeah,
don't
like
have
you
enough time in the
that's
world and we're
exactly like
tired.
making one-on-one friendships. Sorry, making that many one-on-one friendships, it's exhausting. And I feel like, and it's not a bad thing. It's not to say that those
Yeah.
friendships that you had in school were meaningless or like those friendships that you had were not real. It's just like it's a lot.
Hello, welcome to my podcast, Two Minutes, One Joe Suits. I am Joe Suits. I'll be giving my to Jacques. He's an actor, singer, and model. In 2019, he suffered a freak accident when his scene partner accidentally fell on him that caused him to be paralyzed from the neck down. So I see you are a good singer and actor. Are you going to save some pussy for the rest of us?
You said what?
Are you going to save some pussy for the rest of us?
Oh my God. I mean, there's enough to go around, bro. Trust me. It's a lot out there.
Is there? Okay, I'm making sure, but I saw your acting videos and you were pretty good. Like I could definitely see you in a movie or
Thank
something.
you,
Like
man.
it was like
That's
that
the goal, bro.
believable. Yeah, like I know you went to school in two different places, and unfortunately your career took a slight detour. But like you're really going somewhere. I could see you. like you I'm just a regular person, so I don't know how much my
Bro,
opinion
we're all
matters,
regular
but
people at the end of the
like
day.
you highlight some. Yeah, but there's some people that can be like, oh, that could be a good actor one day, they see something, but
Yeah.
I could see like the clip that you were in like, you had some powerful moments and like you felt the emotion. Like there are some people like me that can't like emit emotion out of the blue, like
I mean, it's not out of
think
the
I
blue.
like
It's
hit my
all
mom.
preparation. I feel like even for yourself, like not everyone can act, not everyone can sing, but not everyone can start a podcast, So
Exactly.
like for yourself, it is more than just being like a regular person. Like you have your own thing
No, definitely,
going.
but you definitely got the chops. No, you definitely got the skill
Thank you,
for it.
man.
Like I do, but since you kind of, well, you didn't want to take a detour,
Yeah.
but since you had to take a detour, had your career stopped, or are you looking for new gigs in the disability world as
Um,
acting?
so luckily we're in a space now where, people want to see authentic disabilities on screen, on stage, and everything like that. So exactly. So even though it wasn't my ideal choice or like an ideal path for me to take as far as like being hurt and having this physical setback, it's not one that's stopping me from achieving my goals in every sense. So I'm really fortunate in that aspect. Like yeah, I've been lucky enough to be signed to an agency after I got hurt, obviously with Zebedee, and it's a an agency that
Okay.
promotes people with disabilities to put them on the forefront or like on set for commercials, TV shows, movies, and everything like that. So I'm really fortunate that I don't have to take a step back from what I always planned to do, and find a different career path.
Yeah, I was talking. One of my guys was I can't remember her first name right now, but her last name is
Yeah.
Ecker, I believe, and she's a writer, and she said her biggest problem was that there are a lot of disability people out there, but a lot of disability people that can't act. So she would have to find like
Oh,
disability
you
people
said
that,
Ecker?
like that. Yeah,
Ashley? Is that it?
yeah, I think that's,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
that
I think I
sounds
know who
right.
that is.
Yeah. She's really cool, but she was saying like there's a lot of disability people out there, but not people that can
Yeah,
act. Like everyone thinks like, oh, they can go and act easily, but like really not. So
yeah.
I feel like you would
It's
be a perfect place for her to like write a role for you. 'Cause you're like a great actor.
maybe, man. If our paths cross, definitely.
No, I mean definitely. Like she said that there's a lot of disability people out there, and then some are, good. Like what like you mentioned, podcasting, of
Yeah,
course. But like to get into acting role is really hard. So like she said, the bigger problem was like she would find someone, but then she had to like train them, and like not everyone had that
ability.
acting
Yeah,
skill
that's
gene, I
true.
guess,
That's
in
actually
them.
that's not even something that I
And so
thought
she said that
about.
was yeah, like she said, like she said, like she had things like written down, but like she just can't find like that one actor and actress to like fill that role. So she's just like sitting on probably scripts, just waiting for that
Oh,
one
really?
person to get. No, I mean I totally get like why there are not many disability actors because like you said before, like now is the greatest time to like everyone want more authenticity, and which is
Yeah,
awesome. Well, like like 5 years ago, like you don't want to go to school and be like, there's no jobs available. It's like they spend all this time faking how to cry, but like, wait, how that could help you with accounting,
yeah.
Like you rather go for
No, I
something
feel
that,
that.
like you, no, but like, but are you trying to outreach other places? Because I'm part of agency now
Hmm.
too, and I don't feel like they will give me as many opportunities as I want. So I kind of created my own opportunities. So like the YouTube allows me to like work on my script
Oh, you write
writing and
scripts?
my acting ish. Well, all my videos are
Okay.
script writing, so I script write, and I love to script write and love to like throw ideas on
Yeah,
page. Like I'll write a script, sleep on it for a couple days, come back to it. How do I make it better? How do I
yeah. That's
tighten it?
steady.
I like to enter the joke it too. Yeah, like it's an art to it because you like look at it and you like you create scenarios, put yourself into. So like, how do I make this like let's say paragraph funny? So you kind of
Yeah,
change it around. So you can answer a joke. Here, like something goes inside me, like, hey, this joke will hit, but like, how do I set it up? So it's a huge art. So I've been working on that. Videography. I've been working on that too.
yeah.
Talking is a huge skill in itself. to like podcasting, but also my YouTube channel. 80,000 views a month is amazing, but it just allowed me to express my creativity because it kind of I need to show people that I can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can just tell someone like, oh, I'm a great actor, but like, and they go, and then I would prove it, and then you're like, oh, here are
Yeah.
my clips. Like, here you go. Have you gotten the acting gig since your
Yeah, since the
injury?
injury, most of the acting stuff well, not even most, some of the acting stuff that I've gotten has been like commercial stuff, short film things.
Okay,
I've done a few plays. I started out doing like collegiate plays
okay,
after I got hurt because the commitment wasn't as long. So it'd be like 3, maybe 4 weeks of rehearsal, and then we perform
okay.
for 2 weekends. So that,
Is that by
yeah,
choice or that?
yeah, like
It,
those are people that I like either reached out to or they reached out to me, and I was able to do that. I've
okay,
been doing like a few readings for different theaters, and I'm actually doing a show right now. I'm doing a musical here in well, like a
okay,
little bit outside of Boston. It's in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's Rocky Horror
okay.
Show, so we're actually in rehearsal for that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
man,
sounds
dope.
awesome.
So I'm glad that I've been able to like make my rounds in the Boston theater scene again and kind of get to know more people that I didn't get the chance to meet before and work with them in whatever capacity because it's a blessing, you know.
Does your before the accident, does that career? I know it's good to look at that, like the past clips, like to see like standing is wild to me now since I met you in a
Yeah.
wheelchair. But does it? I know it holds some weight, but is it good enough to show people who you are now? Because you are like when you're in a wheelchair, your range of motion is much more limited
You
now.
said it's good to show the people the acting clips from when I was standing or
Well, but they do you show like your old acting
yeah,
gigs,
I
or do
don't
you
I
show
don't
more
have
of your new
enough
ones?
of
Because
the new stuff to show people because unpopular to sorry, people don't get that we don't always get what you're on set for. Like if I did a commercial, I'm not gonna always see the commercial. Sometimes they might reach out to you and send it to you, and sometimes you might have to ask for it, but you don't always just get it right after you finish it. So I don't have as much things after the injury that I had before the injury, you know.
mm,
So it's tough. It's tough. So yeah,
you should put it in your contract. Be like, hey, I want some behind the scenes and some clips to help me with my
yeah,
career
and you
because
do that.
that.
You send those emails and you ask for the clips that you're in, and they're like, yeah, we'll get it to you. Never get it to you. Even for
Oh
photo shoots,
no, that's
even
the
for photo shoots,
worst.
you'll ask for the pictures. They're like, yeah, we'll get back to you. A couple weeks go by, and then you're like, can I have the pictures now? Oh, we'll get back to you, and then it might take like months for you to get those pictures back if you ever get them back. So,
Oh no.
but no, I think
And then you're like, oh, at that point you're
yeah,
over
run
it.
sometimes because sometimes you forget about it, and other times you're like, hey, can I get it again? Or like maybe you reach out to your agent so they can ask for you, but yeah, they do whatever they want with it, and I feel like actors aren't really on like a high list of the priorities as far as like dishing out the videos. But as far as your question goes, I still feel like
No, I
my acting is somewhat the same. Like the intention is still there, like the skill is still there from before I got hurt and after I got hurt. So it's not like I can't show anybody the before because it's not me now. Like it's still some semblance of who I am now as an actor.
well, it just seems that you are basically mentally stable at the moment
Oh
because
nah,
I would think any person.
no.
I mean, I would think like any person that had a really big injury like you had, they would fall into like depression bit for a while and like work on the rehab and stuff. But it seems like does it seem like you broke your like you got paralyzed on Friday and you were like back to work here
Yeah,
Monday? That kind of like
hell
true?
no. Bro, I'm still depressed. Every day is like, ups and downs like anyone's life, but I feel like overall it is kind of like a second chance for me to continue doing what I love to do with people I, love to spend time with or, another chance for me to kind of reach goals that I hadn't before. Like before I got hurt, I was solely focused on acting. And now, after the injury, I'm
Okay.
kind of opening the door to modeling more. And I've obviously gotten the chance to like model for different brands, meet a whole bunch of people in the fashion industry and open that world. Yeah, exactly.
Target.
Like, so that isn't something that I would have had. I don't know if that's something that I would have had the opportunity to do had I not been hurt. So it's like sometimes I try to like shift my thinking of it. Like don't get me wrong, bro.
Hmm.
I don't know anyone else's experience, but how they wanna talk about it. But being disabled sucks. Like it sucked. It's the worst thing in my life. But there are a lot of upsides to it. Like, I met you, I met like a whole bunch of people at Runaway with Dreams. I'm able to like, do more modeling now. I'm able to do acting still. I'm able to like, even if I'm in a wheelchair, I'm still acting and still on like TVs or like short film sets and stuff like that. So there's always an upside to, especially if you have good people around you. So I just it's not the easiest, but I just try to like remain positive and remain optimistic. Because bro, I feel like I still believe in miracles,
Well,
bro.
let's
Because
talk
I
about
feel like one day it's gonna be like something happens miraculously, and then everybody's healed. Who knows? I don't know, but like I'm optimistic in that way. That's just like you never know what could happen.
oh yeah, bro, you're just taking advantage of
Yeah,
every moment. Well, let's talk about the group of people because like noticing and talking to a lot of disabled people, the people that they are surrounded with, I think helps a lot in terms of like growth and like
yeah,
getting out of that rough spot and whatever. But like for you, when you got your injury, had your group of people
yeah,
changed? Because now, like before you were like able to do everything they could, and now you're in a wheelchair, the things you can do is less, not clearly, but like had your people changed at all, or have they still embraced you when in
yeah,
your
for
new
sure. I
journey?
think the group of people that I was hanging out with before the injury definitely changed. I think there are layers to it. Like obviously, for me in my situation personally, I was already out of the state for a while. Like I graduated college and I went to Florida for grad school for a year. So I was already away from the friends
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of built close relationships to for a full year. So even if it's not intentional, they were getting closer without me in the picture already. And then during that
Okay.
summer I hung out with them a few times and everything was normal, but then I got hurt. So it's like after that period of time. And it was weird because like I got out of the hospital like right before COVID. So people were already exactly so
Oh
people were already
no.
kind of being distanced and they weren't as close as they were prior. So
Mm-hmm.
it is kind of difficult to see your friends like paralyzed and it's like you can't always hang out with this person in certain spaces and
Yeah.
do all the activity that you would want to do because my a big thing for me before I got hurt was playing basketball or playing sports. So obviously I can't play sports,
Uh-huh.
the way that they do. And it's like I'm not really gonna be I don't want to say useful, but I'm not gonna be in the activities as I would have been prior to the injury. Like if I was on the basketball court, I'm not like playing a game. I'm not like we're not bonding in that way, the same way that we were before. So it's like,
No, I
like I
totally
don't
get it. Yeah.
think, yeah, it's tough to reframe that, but I don't want to say
Yes.
that everyone that has been there before the injury
Huh.
is gone now. Like I still have people that I hang
Hmm.
out with to this day. Those relationships are still very, very close and dear to my heart. But yeah, I think it seems to be a pattern that a lot of people that become disabled, they find that their circle has been a lot smaller. And I think that's also like a point to just when you grow up and you get a little bit older and you kind of graduate from school, like it's naturally going to get a little smaller and you have to kind of select your friends personally,
Oh, it
Yeah,
sucks so much.
yeah,
No, I totally get I mean, everyone is busy in their own lives, and like, I talk to a lot of people, and like they'll ask like, how do you make friends and such, and I feel like a lot of friendships are grouped by activities. So like
yeah,
you mentioned, like basketball, like your common interest is basketball, and you don't play basketball anymore, you just lose that friend no matter how. Like you could be the great guy or you could be an asshole, but it doesn't matter. It's just like if you don't play basketball anymore, you just
yeah,
lose that. And I get it, but it's also it's just growing up too. Just kind of you just you want to be with people that are kind of in your same mindset that understand you. Don't have to explain yourself.
yeah,
It's like acting. So I'm sure you have a lot of like acting friends. You don't want to have a friend like in accounting because like totally different
yeah,
worlds and they're too busy all the time and you're like so yeah, I totally get it. It really sucks as an adult to make friends. Like a lot of people are cool. We're just busy and like we don't
yeah, man.
I don't know. It's like it's either it's either your family, you have like your best friend or two, and then you have like your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, floats your boat, and then the rest is kind of like they come and go in a way. Like it's
Yeah,
just
like you. I
it
feel
really
like a lot of
sucks though.
times you
Kind of
have like the
depressing.
closest people to you that essentially,
Mhm.
yeah, they just won't leave you because they're that loyal to you, and then you have people that just are maybe friends of convenience or friends of a circumstance. Like I said, maybe you
Yeah.
went to school together, or like maybe you work together, or whatever the case may be. And then once we get
Mhm.
older and find our lives kind of shift, it's a little bit harder to kind of remain friends. It becomes a choice rather than I'm gonna see you anyway because we're at work together. Or I'm
Oh
gonna see you
yeah.
anyway because we're at school together. And that's when it's like I feel like the simplest way to put it is when you're in college, bro. I felt like I had like 40 friends because I saw you all the time. But then when it's out of college, when you're out of college and
Yeah.
you're like you have work or you have like other shit going on, I'm not gonna hit up 40 friends continuously. I'm gonna cut that number down to maybe 20, maybe
No.
10, maybe like
Every,
7, who knows? But it's like those friends,
yeah, we
yeah,
don't
like
have
you
enough time in the
that's
world and we're
exactly like
tired.
making one-on-one friendships, sorry, making that many one-on-one friendships it's exhausting. And I feel like and it's not a bad thing. It's not to say that those
Yeah.
friendships that you had in school were meaningless or like those friendships that you had were not real. It's just like it's a lot. And I feel like anyone can kind of resonate with that. But yeah, it is tough.
It is tough though that when you do become disabled, you realize really who your true
Yeah.
friends are too. Because there are some people that you thought like were like your dogs and like they would fight you to the end, and you realize they
Mhm.
weren't that person. And it's like this, it like hits you in the gut. So like, oh man, like
Yeah.
shit. I really thought like I would have stayed there for you, but you didn't for me. It's like you gotta like drop them. Unfortunately, even you have like I had a best friend that was friend for 15 years, and he was a good person. So even if you have time behind you, 10 years, like sometimes it
Yeah.
just doesn't work out, unfortunately, and that's really tough to
Yeah.
lose, and it's tough to also replace too because it kind of like a cycle of making new friends
Bro,
all the time. Like
yeah.
I'm sure you had new friends from last year, from this year,
Yeah.
like who knows what friends you're gonna
Man,
make
making new
next year.
friends as like an adult, it's tough 'cause it's like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like if you meet a friend at like a party or something, it's like how do you continue that and be like, hey, you want to hang out or hey, you want to do something? But if it's at school, like I said, it's like, oh, we're cool. Maybe we play sports. Maybe we like, have class together, and then we continually come back to that activity. But then when you get out of that, it's like even from Runaway of Dreams, I met a couple guys that lived in New York, and they were like, hey, like we should hang out, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta go to New York to plan to hang out with you instead of like I just go outside in my neighborhood and you already there doing X, Y, and Z, and it's like a choice, But
It's
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a convenient thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I was a little hesitant to meet people. Nah, I mean there were like some cool people at the runway, and then there was some like weird people, or I
I
wouldn't
thought
say
there was weird
weird, but
people.
like people that like I wouldn't say weird, but like they weren't your vibe,
Yeah,
like
and that's
like
okay.
you'll never talk.
I feel like not everyone has to be everybody's
No,
vibe.
I
Yeah,
mean, oh yeah, no, definitely. Like I'm secure myself. Unless you meet like five people that you don't like, then you think that you are the problem. But like, I mean, like, but yeah, it's just like take growing up now. It's like to meet people, but like when they say like I live in New York, and they'll be like, oh, I live in
bro.
another
Yeah,
state. I'm like, I don't want to like talk to you anymore because like we could be like the bestest, we could be dating or something, but it's like
non
it's
distance.
not
Yeah,
gonna work out because we live so
but
far.
that's
And
when
it's
you
like,
get
what do
the
we
Instagram
do?
relationship going. Just chat through Instagram, be like a pen pal.
I mean, it's great, but like, it doesn't like hit me anymore. Like at this point, I just want like a solid friend to
Yeah,
hang out with kind of often. Grow together, do a
hmm
business together. Ask like, hey, like, what do you think of like this
yeah.
script, or like, how do I tackle this situation? Now this seems kind of,
It's just a little more
I
difficult.
don't know the word is flake. But no, it's just like difficult to start the conversation, like you don't like sometimes you don't want like talk to another person, you're like, hey, like what do you think of this? And like walk away too, there's always that weird awkward. I know there are some people where you can hit up and it'll be like, cool, like no time has passed. But then someone's like,
Oh, you
oh,
have
I
to
haven't
like
talked
build
to
that
this person
relationship
in
again.
6 months. Like,
Nah, I feel you.
yeah, like can I talk to this person normally? Like, what do they think of me? Like, can I start a conversation like
Yeah,
casually? Like, maybe like they hate each other, like oh they didn't like my post, so like now I can't talk to them anymore, and like it's a little complicated, but I think the big thing is distance. I think to me is that it doesn't really make sense to be a long distance relationship because I feel like it can be long distance for everyone, but like I want to be like
Yeah,
close with someone. Like I want to meet the person, I want to be physically in touch with them, not just not texting like doesn't hit it. FaceTime helps in a way, but like
no, it's not the same.
it doesn't
It
hit
don't hit
anymore.
the same,
I
bro.
don't know if I'm getting old or what. No, I think if we're just getting older, like we just want like that old fashioned
Yeah,
hangout, like gra- grab like a grab a bottle of Jack or something and just like
yeah,
chill out and have fun here.
for sure. I feel like in college, you know me, bro. You know what I mean? I love me a good party. And I'm never gonna say no to a party, but I feel like we take for granted just like the time, like you said, that we just hang out with friends. Like we have a game night, movie night, or just have like deep talks on the couch with like 5 year close friends. Like those are like real bonding moments. Like
Those are the
exactly
best
those are
days.
days like you remember like a lot. And not to say you won't remember the parties, but like those days where you have to not have to, but like those days that you get to just circle around and like really connect with your friends is like yeah, it's good. It is different.
Yeah, like we don't get that anymore. Like we're just tired. Like by 9 p.m., like 10 p.m., it's like I don't want to go out anymore. I just want to
I don't know
stay
about
in
you.
and to like go
I'm
to
not tired about
sleep.
no 9 p.m. I don't know. I'm still out at 3. You know what I mean? 1 to 3. I'm still down to do a little
uh, I,
something.
I wouldn't say I mean, not like 10, but like if I'm going out exactly at 10, I'm just like,
I'm
wait, how old are
27.
you? Oh, yeah. See, you're still in a younger age that you
I
still want to
can
go out. Once
I
you hit
can
like
almost
your
guarantee you
30s,
by the time I'm 30,
you're
bro,
gonna,
I'm gonna still want to go out.
I don't know, bro. After like 10 o'clock, you're gonna be like,
Look,
I don't know if
if
I'm feeling it.
if
Like,
I get that way, I remember this conversation. If I get that way, I will bring it up to you because I doubt it.
I'm gonna contact you on your 30th birthday, bro, and see where your
I'm
head is
telling
at.
you, 30 years old, I'll be like, well, let's do something. I don't know. Wait,
I
all right,
mean,
maybe if we're leaving at 10 p.m., it depends what we're doing. It depends what we're doing.
like, okay, so let's back up a little bit. Like, let's say we're hanging out during the day and then go to 9, like, we're going out. But if you, like, hit me up, like, at 8 p.m., like, hey, you want to go out? And I'm like, I did took a
It
shower,
depends what
like,
we're
I'm not,
doing, bro.
I didn't start drinking at all or
Nah,
anything, like, I don't know, but, like, if we're, like, drinking throughout the day and then we're, like, like, I'm still out, like, yeah, we'll go to the night. Like,
yeah.
we're going to, like, 2 a.m., some shit.
It
Like, if you're hitting me up by 9 p.m., 10 p.m., like, hey, you want to go? I'm gonna be like, I need like a 3 hour heads up, bro. Like, I need to
depends on
get
my
like the
mood.
shot going a little bit. Like,
If we're going to a
I
strip
gotta,
club, it's 10
I
p.m.
gotta get in the mood.
It depends, man. Wait, let me ask
Well, let's talk
you,
about
bro. I
this.
don't know. I don't know if we talked about it before, but were you like born with a disability, or do you have an accident?
No, but I was born being able to move all my limbs and shit.
Yeah,
So, well, what my condition is slowly freezes over time. So, like, I was born to be able to move all my limbs, and like around 8 or 9, I lost the ability to flex my elbows. So, my arms are the way they are since like the age of 9 to 10.
yeah.
But I was still able to like run for miles till I was like 18 years old. So I had like a
Damn.
slight independence in college and stuff. And then and then I lost kind of the ability to walk. So instead of miles, I could walk like short distances, which is still pretty decent. I was able to be independent, but my life been limited a lot because I protected myself. Like, when you go out, like it gets a little rough out there and such, and I just
Yeah,
wasn't comfortable enough. Not that I'm insecure, but I just wasn't comfortable enough about me and such. I didn't want to hurt myself more, so I stayed behind just for safety reasons. And I
yeah.
really hated that for myself, but at the same time, I had to like look out for myself too because like no one understand me, and also I didn't have that group of people that like cared about me in case something does happen. I didn't have that security that I
Right.
wanted,
Yeah, that's
and so I
important for
just
sure.
stayed behind. Like drank a lot. Kind of, I don't like drinking alone because it makes me feel depressed. Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
like one of those young people that love to like love people. Like like
Hmm.
be positive people and shit. And so like it was like a really conflicting time, but like it was a selfish thing, but like at the same time, I'm secure in myself and that like I have a great personality. I'm outgoing and shit. Like I don't need alcohol to like meet a person. Like I meet tons of people and find there are people that need alcohol just to like
Yeah,
talk to a girl. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be on a weather app in the middle of a club to talk to a girl. Like I'm going out to talk to, like I'm not playing Clash of Clans or
yeah,
anything like that. Like I'm,
I feel it.
I'm, I'm ready to strike out if I have to, but I'm still gonna try. Like there's something about
Yeah.
it that's fun. But let's talk about you. So like,